Good day, it's Backwater Jay, and welcome back to the Lair. I'm calling this installment Sound Mind and Body, and no, it's not just for the sake of the pun. First off, an update on my life. First, the good news. The past few years have been a series of rebirths for me, the latest being I'm no longer working delivery. I loved the actual work, but the upper management took a turn for the worse, and that was affecting my well-being and safety. As of March, I've been working admin for a local nonprofit by the name of Humanity Way, link in the description, which frankly is about as close to a dream job as my pessimistic brain will allow me to dream. We are seeking donors to better serve Contra Costa County and beyond, so if you have the discretionary income and feel led to do so, please consider making a donation. My other source of income these days is running sound for a local church, which was a daunting prospect, I'm not going to lie. Not only have I not run sound professionally before, or really at all unless you count tweaking knobs for my own bands, but the mixer in question is a digital one, which for someone like me, who's more at home with banks of sliders and dozens of soft menus to navigate, is definitely intimidating. However, I'm pleased to announce that the learning curve is much quicker than I expected, and I've gotten tons of overwhelmingly positive feedback on my results, which is a huge confidence booster. I guess I have a good pair of ears, which at the end of the day is the one thing you really need. So these two jobs are making ends meet financially, though not as comfortably as when I was working full-time. The flip side is I now have a good deal more time to focus on artistic endeavors, including videos for this channel. I'm also looking at diving back into the band scene, since COVID restrictions have lifted enough to make that feasible again. Now the not-so-good news. I'm currently working with my doctors to diagnose the root cause of the near-constant headaches and insomnia I've suffered from the past couple months. I suspect it's related to my thyroid medication. Every time I lose or gain weight, it affects the balance, and I have had these sort of symptoms before from it. But there's also a growth on my pituitary gland that I'm told is benign, but the doctor and I agree it warrants another MRI. Not fun for the record, especially if you're claustrophobic and triggered by loud noises, but worth it in the long run. I've recently gone on a light sleeping medication, and that seems to be helping on the insomnia front. And I'm optimistic that I'll be more fully on the mend once the cause or causes have been properly diagnosed. Now, I'm not saying this is a play for sympathy, by the way, because all in all, I'm feeling better now than I have most of my life. Rather, this goes out by way of explanation to those concerned or curious about the J behind the backwater, and also some of the irregularities in video releases. I thank you all for your patience, and please understand any delays on my end are to ensure I bring you quality content without burning myself out. That said, many of you are probably wondering, what's next for the channel? Well, the answer to that will have to wait a minute or so because I need to give credit where credit is due. First and foremost, I want to extend a huge thanks to my subscribers, including but not limited to Fraser Guitars, Agellis, Electro Ninja, Quixote, Gavin Lazarus, Carlin Graholski, Panagoddess Patrick, Fur Dragon 1, Cat Shark 75, Zachary Buckhalter, Lillian Spencer, Jonathan Onested, Z-Devil, Carl Stanzak, Daniel Stanzak, and Legatron Boom. Forgive me if I got your name wrong. I'm pronouncing them as best I can. If you didn't hear your name, it's either because you have not made your subscriptions public, in which case a heartfelt thanks whoever you are. I respect your privacy and hope you continue to enjoy my content, or it's because you haven't subscribed yet. So let's talk about that. I'm currently sitting at 33 subscribers, which is not great in the YouTube world, but I'm happy with the growth I've seen so far. However, I would humbly solicit your help if you enjoy what you're seeing here. My goal by the end of 2022 is to hit 100 subscribers. Why? Well, simply because that will allow me to have a custom URL, and to be honest, I covet the youtube.com/backwaterj. It's just easy to remember. Unfortunately, YouTube continues to pull support from the little guys, even though our videos get spammed with advertising that we don't see a penny of revenue from, but that's another rant for another video. Suffice to say, something as basic as a URL with your channel name is locked at 100 subs, so I'm forced to solicit your help. So please, tell your friends, your family, your coworkers, whoever you think might get a kick out of the sort of content you see here. You'll make my year, and you'll make the list of people I thank every state of the Lair from here on out. So finally, what you probably tuned in for. You see what I did there? I made you wait till the end so you'd sit through the other stuff. What's next for Backwater J? Well, I have a couple of announcements. Most immediately, I've got a 1-2 punch coming. The next parody video is dropping this Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific, and I think it's one that my peculiar demographic will find right up their alley. Then on Sunday, also at 2, comes the fruition of C.A.N plotting over the past few months. Quixote, Electro Ninja, and I will be simultaneously releasing content on our channels that I can confidently say you have never seen before. I could say more, but I won't. You'll just have to tune in and find out. In other upcoming content news, I am personally very excited to have broken ground on the next original in the Naked and Unashamed project. It's an oldish song from around 2011, but still one of my favorites, and with the new gear and engineering experience, I'm confident I can finally do it justice. If you've been keeping track, please note that this is not the track that I had intended to release next. That video is going to require more funding than I should be spending at the moment, and also, this is the song that grabbed me in the here and now, so I'm rolling with it. Such things being as they are, between finishing tracks, mixdown, and video production, it will likely be a few weeks, but I think the end product will be well worth your wait. If you enjoyed Thieves and Liars and C.A.N, I think this one will be right up your alley. Finally, for those of you wondering why I've got this guitar, as well as featuring on the new original, this Epiphone Firebird is next up in queue for modifications once I decide specifics and allocate funds for parts. It won't be as drastic as what I've done to, for example, Tira, because frankly there's less room for improvement on this amazing instrument. But there's always room for some, and of course you can expect to see it here when it happens. Anyway, thank you for watching and or listening to this, let's be honest, sort of data dump. If you made it to the end of the video, please drop a sound on in the comments, because gimmicks. I have been and will continue to be Backwater J. Farewell and have a blessed day.